How's it going, everyone? Got a bit to cover in this video. Some images, particularly one making the round on the potential PlayStation 5 Slim SKU. We'll talk about it. Honestly, it doesn't look like they're changing it that much, so we'll cover that briefly. We gotta talk about this deal on Sackboy A Big Adventure. I know the game's available on PlayStation Plus Extra, but for this price, I think it's well worth a buy. Stray has gotten an update. Remember that it's also coming to Xbox, so reason to update the game. And if you didn't know, Lollipop Chainsaw is getting a remake. It's titled Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, and it is coming in summer of 2024. It's seeing a bit of a delay. We'll talk that at the end of this video. Lollipop Chainsaw came out in this era with a bunch of other games that I feel like are, forgotten about, and I'll cover that at the end. But first of all, as noted by Wario64 on Twitter, and in a quote tweet to Gus Fan, there is an image of the potential PlayStation 5 Slim SKU about 5 centimeters shorter and the detachable disc drive. Look, nobody that has a PlayStation 5 is gonna end up buying this. At least I don't think so. Maybe, bro, everybody be buying $65 pieces of plastic, and now it's being sold on eBay for $160, and I gotta reiterate that whenever I said nobody is gonna buy X and Red Dead Redemption is overpriced. I know absolutely nothing about what people are gonna spend their money on, because guess what? There is a portion of people that just have disposable income, and they like certain things, and they want to buy said certain things. So maybe the PS5 Slim will end up selling out everywhere, and people that already own a PS5 are gonna be like, I can get the Slim, and it's gonna be better, and then I can buy the Pro next year, and I can have 3 PS5s, and I can use polymerization and fuse them all to make the PS5 Ultimate Dragon. But nonetheless, the detachable disc drive, I think, is a cool element to it, and I want to see what the price point is, just because now you can see the regular PS5 be sold for $450. So what is the price point of this Slim gonna be? I would imagine it's gonna be $500, or they're gonna do 2 bundles, one with the detachable disc drive for $500 and then one without for $400. It would be kind of cool if we see, like a legit price drop. Maybe the PS5 Slim comes out at $350 and then the one with the detachable disc drive is $450, or even, cheaper than that, maybe $400. Is that pushing it a little bit too much? At some point, they do gotta drop the price of the PS5 to expand it to a larger user base. And given the fact that, it is 3 years since the PS5 has come out, it's been a little bit, and we are due for a legit price drop at some point. So maybe a price drop is coming sooner rather than later. But the thing is, while I do say we're 3 years into this generation, the first year and a half is kind of a wash because nobody could get it and people were scalping them to the heavens and people were paying outrageous prices. So I don't know if you can really count that, and it kind of feels like we're finally getting into the generation. Even now, 3 years later, we're getting major cross-gen games. So what does that say? Armored Core 6 is about to come out, and that's a cross-gen title, and we have more major games coming out that will be cross-gen titles. But you're also seeing an influx of true next-gen games. Immortals of Aveum from EA, although now EA is going back, and Jedi Survivor is going to get ported to the PS4 and X1, so I don't even know. But as far as the PS5 Slim goes, for people that don't have a PS5, it can be a nice purchase, but I don't think it's going to be something a ton of people are going to buy that already have one. I think you're better off if you do want to upgrade. The mid-gen upgrade is looking to be coming in 2024, and that will be the PS5 Pro, so that's going to be the thing that I think most of you are going to have your eyes on, and we got to see the price point on that. That's why maybe dropping the price on the Slim makes sense, so they can get the Pro price, at a comparable level to what the PS5 initially launched at, because they're going to drop the PS5 Pro at an even higher price than what the PS5 is right now. Like, are you going to drop it at $556? I don't think that's going to fly. I think that could have flied if it was like a launch release and you did 3 tiered systems at launch, and I've been advocating that for a while, but, Sony probably knows better than me when it comes to that stuff. Moving on from that, I do quickly want to note, Sackboy A Big Adventure Standard Edition, down to $10 at Best Buy. They're doing, like, a 10 days for $10. 1 game a day is going to be $10. Sackboy is great at $10. Free shipping here as well, so if you want a copy of Sackboy, this is a tremendous deal, and the MSRP for Sackboy is still $59.99, so this is legit, like, over an 80% savings, so yeah, sizable savings on that. Obviously, as I mentioned, the game is available on PlayStation Plus Extra, but if you want the game to own, this is a really good way to do so. At this price point, it's tremendous, and, Sackboy A Big Adventure, obviously different than, let's say, Little Big Planet. It's just kind of utilizing Sackboy as a known mascot, but this is very much tailored as a platformer. But yeah, Sackboy is a Sackboy is a mascot that I do think they could do more with, but yeah, LBP days are kind of behind us, but Sackboy Big Adventure, still a pretty decent game. $10 for it, I think, is a good pickup. Moving on from that, Stray Update 1.04 is set for August the 10th. Obviously, the game has been pulled from PlayStation Plus Extra recently, so that's kind of a bummer, but if you do have the game, it's $30. Sometimes goes on sale for just 20% off. Like, you're gonna get this game at $24. That's like the cheapest you can get it for, which is kind of wild to think about, that this game has held up in price for so long. But in this game, I think Annapurna Interactive know that they did a metric F-ton more than they were expecting as far as the sales numbers for Stray. I think Sony actually probably ended up getting a pretty good value proposition with offering Stray on Plus Extra, because nobody could have known just how well Stray was gonna do. We kind of had an inkling with the social media numbers, but then when the game came out, it turned out to be good, and then it just crushed it on all fronts on that regard. But yeah, now you have to buy the game. The patch notes include fixed localization issues across multiple languages, added accessibility options for players who have difficulty with rapid tapping, toggle run, toggle defluxer, toggle to shake, added an option to hide cat death. It's too sad. A large number of crash fixes across many situations, too many to list, and some quite nasty. Fixes for audio decompression errors and stuttering on certain configurations, and collision and mesh fixes throughout the game. So all of those fixes rolling out on August the 10th, and that is live right now, since obviously it is August the 11th. But lastly, I do also want to know, Lollipop Chainsaw Remake. Yes, if you didn't know, Lollipop Chainsaw is getting a remake, and this was one of those games that came out back in like 2010, 2011, 2012, in that era, and it wasn't like a super well-received game, but it had its quirky elements to it, and it was announced that the game has been renamed Repop, Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, I should say, and it has been pushed to summer of 24, noting, although development of Repop was carried out with the intention of a 23 release, our commitment to providing the best possible quality experience to our players led us to making the hard decision to extend the development period in order to ensure this, and that was noted. Again, the game initially dropped back in 2012, and it came out in this era of a lot of these kind of quirky games. Like, I remember games like Lollipop Chainsaw, Shadows of the Damned, and like El Shaddai Ascension of the Metatron, and I kind of fit them all in these like mid-level releases towards the end of the PlayStation 3 360 generation, and I was playing all those games. I think I was a Gamefly subscriber at the time, so I was just like fiending on all these like mid-level game releases. There's definitely like games like Wet too. Wet was a little bit earlier, but just like such mid-level games, and there's definitely a lot of other ones that I'm totally forgetting about in that era where, you know, obviously the big releases were the Xbox and PlayStation exclusives. But, yeah, I digress. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop is coming in summer of 2024. So that is going to do it for me. Again, the PlayStation 5 Slim SKU seems to get a image leaked. You know, probably not something everybody is going to pick up, but if it is priced accordingly, I think it could be interesting, and the idea of the detachable disc drive does still pique my curiosity. Sackboy Big Adventure at $10 is great. Stray gets a brand new update, and Lollipop Chainsaw Remake will be coming 2024, titled Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.